A single bird versus a 100-ton jet. Who wins?
You won't believe the damage one bird can cause.
Gracias.
This wing section was never meant to absorb impact.
Bird strikes are rare, but when they happen, it's chaos.
What happens inside the cockpit after a strike? We just took a hit. Check the hydraulics.
Checking now, Captain. Pressure is dropping in the green system.
This is the weakest point on the wing during a bird strike.
Why can't wings be built bird-proof?
It's a matter of balancing weight and strength. We could make them impervious, but they'd be too heavy to fly efficiently.
Birds and jets share the sky, not by choice.
This bird caused a $2 million repair. Real-world case study, breakdown of costs, parts replacement, labor and maintenance. Airports use this tech to keep birds away. But does it work?
It's not just engines. Wings take major hits too. Let's look at the impact zones on this diagram.
The science of wing strikes. Force equals mass times velocity, explained using real bird weights. A Canada goose at 300 kilometers per hour equals a bomb on your wing.
We have an engine anomaly. Initiate the bird strike checklist.
Reading the checklist now, Captain. Oil pressure, check.
Confirmed. We are declaring Mayday and returning to base.
This tiny bird damaged the wing flap system.
No, the game will work as dictation.
Wings are flexible and but not invincible.
When can a wing strike force a landing?
Ground radar spotted the birds. Too late.
We have an impact. Declare emergency. Runway 27 right.
Roger that. Declaring emergency.
The worst bird strike zones in the world. How do birds hit the wing, not see the plane? This is how fast a bird can take down a jet.
Every airline has a bird strike plan.
Emergency checklist. Execute.
Engine anti-ice.
As required.
Check.
Some strikes go unnoticed and need you until inspection.
Wings hide internal damage.
We have a catastrophic failure!
Mayday!
Stall warning, Captain! We're going down! Get your mask on!
This wing was replaced after a single Raven hit.
Training pilots for bird strikes on wings. How fast does response happen after a strike?
Can passengers feel a wing strike?
What was that? Are we going down?
Look at the wing.
How do engineers test wing resistance?
The wingtip is the most fragile point.
Even military jets fear wing strikes.
This is why pre-flight inspections matter.
A wing bend is normal, unless it's this.
Can birds break the wing fuel system?
After impact, the plane might still fly, barely.
Wing strike versus engine strike. Which is worse?
Even the paint can tell the story.
This is what maintenance crews fear most. When you're dealing with the hydraulics on a 777, the margin for error is virtually non-existent.
Wing inspections use drones now.
The flaps took the hit. Now what? Flight control restrictions explained. Could a wing strike trigger fire?
The pilot has to report every bird strike.
How radar detects bird flocks, like gulls and sparrows, near runways.
Airports use hawks to chase birds away.
Why some birds love airport zones. A habitat breakdown of high-risk species, detailing the behaviors of various finch species.
Airlines track Canada goose DNA to prevent future strikes.
Airline pays when a pigeon hits. Here's the cost.
This strike changed wing design forever. Historical case that led to structural improvement.
This part of the wing is critical for lift by height and vulnerable.
Why can't we just reinforce the whole wing? We have to consider the trade-offs with added weight and fuel efficiency.
Pilots train to fly with damaged wings, but only to a point.
This material helps absorb bird strikes sometimes. Why an albatross hitting the flap is worse than you think. Explanation of flight surface linkage damage.
What happens if a strike bends the wing edge?
Okay, I see the area.
It's right there, just past the taxiway intersection. Looks like a large one.
Can a bird strike destroy wing hydraulics?
Every part of the wing has a job for even the small bits. Geek only worrying, the small bits.
How do investigators confirm it was a bird?
Wing cameras caught the moment of impact.
Could AI spot eagles before a strike? New predictive systems tested in trial.
Bird remains can clog flight control linkages.
Old versus new wing designs. Which survives better? Why wing damage sometimes spreads to the fuselage.
This simulator trains pilots on asymmetric wing damage. One-side control failure simulated.
Bird strikes can happen even during descent.
What happens when the strike isn't reported?
This bird species causes the most damage, but which ones are the worst offenders? First up, the European starling, an agricultural pest.
Can a strike damage wing-mounted antennas?
Captain, we've lost ground speed in ATC.
Airbus versus Boeing. Who designs for bird strikes better? A comparative review of manufacturer approaches. How engineers simulate 300 kilometers per hour bird impacts.
Can a wing be repaired on the spot?
The most expensive wing repair ever recorded.
Bird strike versus hail.
Which is deadlier to wings?
Can airport lighting attract ground-dwelling birds?
Wing-mounted lights can crack on bird impact. Why even tiny finches pose big problems? Momentum equals mass times velocity. Wing damage reports feed into global databases.
This is what a bird strike sounds like from the cabin.
Could robotic drones prevent wing strikes?
Wing edge covers sometimes mask damage.
Some aircraft go back to flight with patched wings.
When the strike hits wing landing gear housing. Ground incident analysis.
Multi-pigeon strikes overwhelm wing systems. Why pilots use flaps differently after a strike.
Flaps 20, speed checked.
Speed checked, flaps 20.
This is how a bird strike affects fuel load decisions.
Not all bird strikes are reported immediately.
Bird population tracking helps airlines reroute.
Wings store fuel, and gulls hitting them is risky. A soft-bodied bird doesn't mean soft damage.
Mayday, mayday, we've had a massive bird strike, engine 1 failing. Requesting emergency vectors immediately.
Roger that, southwest 450.
Not all bird strikes happen mid-air. Here's how fast a bird is when it hits your plane. Night flights are even riskier for wing strikes.
This forgotten wing sensor is key post-strike.
Confirmed. All green.
How much damage is too much to fly?
The regulatory limit on structural integrity has been exceeded.
Can a single feather lead to a major repair? This is the debris chain effect, also known as the Kessler syndrome.
When birds and jets meet, only one wins.
Why do birds hit wings more than fuselages?
A cracked wing panel can mean canceled flights.
The damage exceeds the structural repair manual limits. We need to ground her until the replacement arrives.
Why are strike zones on the wing painted differently?
Post-strike inspection reveals tiny fractures. Airlines log every wing impact in databases. Wing design has changed because of birds.
Emergency landings caused by wing flutter post-strike.
Birds break more than metal. They break flight schedules. Each wing strike is a data point for future jets.
Engineers build fake birds to test wings.
Most wing strikes happen during ascent. Here's why.
The moment after a wing strike, what pilots check first?
Checklist. Hydraulic systems. Confirm pressure.
Pressure nominal, systems check complete.
Flight recorders store the sound of the strike.
This airline had to ground 6 jets after bird hits from gulls in a week. Case study breakdown.
A heavy bird can dent a titanium edge.
Wings are inspected by hand and AI.
Why wing protection isn't like car bumpers.
This mistake after a strike cost millions.
Birds avoid engines more than wings.
Strike reports are filed by the pilot every time.
Bird damage can affect fuel monitoring systems.
This flight continued despite wing damage. Was it safe? FAA tolerances explained.
This is the most vulnerable point during takeoff.
Birds see light differently, and that's a problem.
Airports use lasers to steer birds clear.
Why are bird strike tests mandatory before certification?
Modern jets detect impacts instantly.
This is how much a bald eagle hit slows a plane down.
Wing-mounted cameras are changing how we see strikes.
This bird type is known for flying into jets. Wings are tested with ice, hail, and birds. Bird strikes on wings led to this design update.
The same bird caused damage to multiple jets.
These old jets weren't built for wing strikes. Legacy aircraft and lack of reinforcement.
Bird impact at high altitude, rare but possible. Even the tiniest tear can cause turbulence.
This part was redesigned after one bird hit.
Every pilot dreads this thud on the wing.
Wing inspection post-strike takes this long.
Airport staff sometimes witness the hit live.
Bird strike alerts show up on cockpit displays. After a strike, flight data is uploaded instantly.
Wing strikes affect takeoff performance next flight.
Multiple bird hits can cripple a wing.
Crews use long poles to scan wings post-strike.
Some birds travel in flocks, increasing risk.
This new paint repels birds visually.
Wing durability is a constant race against nature.
You never forget the skull. You never forget the sound of a strike.
One wing, one hit, hundreds of lives.